Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, also known as the Ammo Nerd. I spend a lot of time here on my channel going over the external ballistics of various types of ammunition. Of course, 9mm, 5.56, and 5.7 are some of my most reviewed calibers. But when we get into talking about terminal performance of particular rounds, M193, which is what I have pictured here, comes up as a recommended personal protection home defense load because of its ability to fragment. But there's kind of a caveat behind that, is that it needs to be going a specific velocity. So if you've been around my channel at all for any length of time, you know I'm always on the hunt for the red October, meaning a full powered M193 load. So what I have here today is from Winchester. This is marked M193. The velocity on the box says 3180 feet per second. Hopefully that is from a 20-inch barrel, because that is how M193 is rated. Our 5.56 is rated from a 20-inch barrel, and your 223 loadings, which always usually has a really high number on the box, is usually always from a 24-inch barrel. It's about 75 to 80 degrees outside today and overcast. For all my testing, we have a wide variety of barrel lengths, a 7.5 inch, 10.5 inch, and new today, a 14.5 inch, 16, 20, and 22. That gives us a very wide spectrum of potential velocity of this load, and we'll see if it meets its claim of being labeled as M193. We do a practical accuracy test at the end and send you on your merry way. In full transparency, I actually got this ammunition from my friend Paul over at AR15.com. If you guys don't know that they have a YouTube channel, I recommend going and checking them out. Up first, we'll start with our shortest barrel length, which is our 7.5 inch upper from Palmetto State Armory. Got the X2 Dev Group Jackal charging handle and their muzzle device up front. Got the flash hider, muzzle brake all in one, and it actually directs some of the sound forward. I had the Yankee Hill on here, and it was getting to be a little loud on the ears. Holy muzzle flash. I'm blind. Quite a bit of muzzle flash off this load. Now on to our 10.5 inch upper, another Palmetto State Armory build. This is an SBR. Got our Primary Arms 3X Cyclops up top. The only thing I don't like about this is the reduced eye relief. You can see I have it mounted further back on the rail. Got our Battle Arms ambidextrous safety selectors and our R.A.N.G.E charging handle as well. Still rocking the Yankee Hill 3-port on this guy. Still seeing quite a bit of muzzle flash off the 10.5 inch. I just knocked something off my table. Pretty respectable velocity so far. And now for our 14.5 inch upper, brand new for 2022. A lot of you had asked for it because we're kind of curious where our velocity stands going from the 10 inch to the 16 inch and what do you get in between. This upper is from our friends Pro 2A Tactical. In full transparency, I contacted them and we got set up with a couple uppers to test from them to see how they do. Got our Primary Arms 1X Cyclops up top. This is on my SBR lower. See how this runs out of the box. Our ejection is a little on the weak side. Most of the brass is being thrown on my table here instead of off into the grass a little bit. I might have too heavy of a buffer in here. I think I have an H2 in here. We may have to switch off to an H1 or a carbine in some later tests, but we got lock back and good function off of it so far. And now for our 16-inch, this is a new purchase for 2022 from Palmetto State Armory. This is their mid-length gas system in a 16-inch barrel, 1-in-7 twist. Got the X2 dev group, charging handle, and muzzle device on here. Primary Arms 1X Cyclops. Nice. Our M193 spec velocity is 3167 plus or minus 40 at 78 feet from a 20-inch. It looks like we've hit that with this particular load from our 16-inch. And now for our 20-inch, this is our Palmetto State Armory Premium FN 1-in-7 twist double chrome lined barrel on a no-name lower. I probably should put a better lower on this someday, but meh. This is the Armor Killer, boys. What are we gonna get? Oh, 3282. Ooh. Ooh. Really good velocity off that. Another thing that we've started to do for 2022 is I add a control lot when I have the ability to. I got the IMI that we test out of the 10.5-inch and then the 22-inch, and then compare it to the load that we're testing on the same day. Really good velocities out of this load. I would definitely call this a true to spec M193 as far as velocity goes. And now for ludicrous speed, the longest 5.56 barrel that I own is our 22-inch TC Compass. Got it in our Oryx chassis. Takes the Accuracy International standard magazine pattern, 10 rounds. Don't got to deal with the rotary magazine. Very rigid chassis. This is the gun that I use for all of my accuracy testing for 5.56, although it does have a 1-in-9 twist barrel, so that can come back to bite us a little bit with some of the heavier loads, and the mosquitoes are biting me. Oh. Oh, really good velocity off that. It is about 80 degrees outside today, like I said. So when we get into the 85, 90, 95 degrees, we should see some more velocity out of this load, but it's good that we're still climbing in velocity as we're jumping in our barrel lengths with this load. Here is our Winchester white box M193 at 100 yards out of the TC Compass. We're rocking a 16 power first focal plane primary arms Silverline scope that we just got. Our first group was 2.378 inches. Then our second group was 2.638 inches. I would say this is pretty par for the course for our hotter M193, at least in my experience. Our groups tend to open up a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there, if I kind of pulled that one or if that was just maybe an undercharged or slightly overcharged compared to this one right here. But your mileage may vary. It's about 80 degrees outside today. It's sunny, a little bit of overcast, so I can see this target plain as day. I would consider our Winchester White Box M193 a true specification M193. We're seeing velocities very close to our tried and true Independence M193 that we use for all of our body armor testing. So much so that eventually when I run out of that, I'll probably continue to use our Lake City Winchester M193. And that's all I have for you. At the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible. Number one is my Patreon and Subscribe Star fans. I have a link tree in the description below for various ways to support me and or contact me. Number 2 is my buddy Paul, who I call Papa Paul over at arfcom.com, who I traded things to get my hands on some of that Winchester ammo. And of course, number 3 is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range. Of course, number 3 is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll check you.